Hey guys, Seiben here again, trying to wrap my small mind around what the heck could possibly be going on in Shadows Over Innistrad. With the upcoming set not too far off in the distance, I've been throwing out my theories for its story left and right, but every time I do, something new comes up that makes me question everything. For the longest time, I was convinced that Emrakul and the Eldrazi would not play any role whatsoever on Shadows Over Innistrad. We just got done killing two titans at the same time in Oath of the Gatewatch. With the strongest titan, Emrakul, escaping and being untrackable, I figured Wizard would hold her in their back pockets for another set later down the road. My prediction seemed to gather steam when the SOI trailer was released, showing no signs of Eldrazi or the titan herself. Of course, the name for the following set, Eldritch Moon, did cause me pause, but still I stayed convinced that Eldrazi weren't on Innistrad. But now, with spoiler season in full swing, my self-doubt returns. We haven't seen any Eldrazi creatures, and I don't expect we will, but that doesn't mean there isn't hints to their involvement. So once again, we must read between the lines in order to discover if Emrakul is truly coming to Innistrad. First, we have this simple common, Thraben Inspector. It's a 1/2 human soldier for a single white mana. When Thraben Inspector enters the battlefield, investigate, which means you get an artifact which, when you pay 2 generic and sack it, you draw a card. First, this card is like legit good, really. A 1/2 for 1 that allows you to, in essence, draw a card for 2 mana? I mean, I draft it, but that's not what's important to this conversation. What is the card's artwork. We see an Inspector of Thraben looking at a clue. Haha, get it? Cause the card investigates? Anyway, the clue is this strange substance which seems to be covering the surrounding homes. As the Inspector investigates, got him again! This substance, a displeasing face seems to overtake her. This, like fibrous goo, is a tapestry of different colors, but it's mainly a shade of purpley magenta. They also appear to take the form of roots or tentacles. See where I'm getting at here? These things look like little miniature underbellies of Emrakul. Ugh. The good news is, it just seems to be corruption of some kind, not literally Eldrazi spawn, which means if Emrakul is involved, she's either far away or impacting Innistrad in a less intrusive way. Both options gave me some relief from this revelation. It's hard for me to say this, but since Emrakul is the Titan of Corruption, and corruption seems to be the normal in Innistrad nowadays, I may have been wrong in my original prediction. But at least my theory of Emrakul not being directly involved in SOI still holds water. The idea that the Eldrazi are not yet on Sorin's Dark World is showcased by another card, Warped Landscape. This new land provides you with a colorless mana, and by paying 2, tapping and sacrificing Warped Landscape, you can search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Again, this is a pretty nice common. A colorless provider that can also involve in wilds later? Sure, I'll take it. But of course, we're more interested in this land's flavor. In the art, we see what is clearly the figure of Nahiri, holding one of her stone-forged blades high above her head. Looking triumphant, we can see these odd, sharp objects all around, the same things we've seen in the set trailer and other card art. The flavor text accompanying this card states, each cryptolith twists the plane's mana, bending its flow to a singular purpose. So this card reveals a lot. We can say without a shadow of a doubt that these stone things are indeed cryptoliths, and they're in fact created by Nahiri. Now, in the art, we can also see another magenta-looking tentacle or root, tying Nahiri's work with this strange corruption we saw in Thraben Inspector. But how can we tie this all together? Well guys, here is my final theory for Shadows Over Innistrad. Nahiri is upset at Sorin for ignoring her call for help on Zendikar when the Titans nearly and eventually fully escaped, so she's come to Sorin's home plane of Innistrad. After killing a lot of his vampiric bloodline when she destroyed Markov Manor, Nahiri went to cause even further destruction to his world. It wasn't enough for Sorin to lose his home, his precious plane would suffer as Zendikar had. By twisting the mana of Innistrad with her cryptoliths, Nahiri is making a signal beam that stretches into the blind eternities. These pulses of mana are meant to attract the remaining Eldrazi Titan Emrakul, pulling it towards Innistrad. With this act, Nahiri will have her revenge and Sorin will finally feel her pain. The reason why Emrakul isn't directly involved is because the signal is new, and thus, the Titan has just noticed it. we can see her outstretched tentacles beginning to taste the edges of Innistrad, causing the corrupted creatures and the tentacle-like debris. But that's it, guys, my final, and I mean it this time, my final prediction for the story of SOI. Of course, there is other stuff going on here, but this should be the main mystery Jace is trying to uncover. Anyway guys, I want to know your thoughts on this theory and your own theories of SOI's story. Leave them in the comment section. You can also share your thoughts with me on MTG Amino, a new Magic the Gathering community app for iOS and Android. This video was actually formulated after I brought this evidence up to those on MTG. I got a lot of responses, including numerous other theories which all have a unique way of observing these spoiled cards. Now, this is why I love MTG. It allows me to converse with others in the community, share my thoughts, and get feedback, especially concerning new video topics. If you want to add your thoughts to MTG lore discussions, download MTG. It's free, and find me under the username SeibenMTG. You can follow my activities, respond to my posts, and even send me private messages. I really love talking to you guys, and Amino gives me an amazing tool to easily answer all your questions. Hit me up on MTG, and I'll hopefully see you all in the community soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subbing to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting future content. You can also support the channel by becoming a patron on Patreon and following me on other social media outlets. Find links to those in the description below. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.